Did I ever tell you the story of that door?
No, do tell.
Well,
Essentially what happened was I was just walking around one afternoon, but then I saw something that was rather strange. A big, hefty man, but very small. He was walking just down the side of the road. But then there was this little girl running towards him. I figured that they knew each other, but then he just trampled her like she was a speck of dust. I caught him before he escaped. Me and the others that grouped around the little girl had to make him pay. What he did was pretty strange. He walked through that door over there. The door that we are talking about right now. He walked through it, got £100 and a check signed by Jekyll. We went to the bank, and it was no fraud.
After my little chat with Enfield, my suspicions about Hyde were aroused. I remembered Jekyll giving me a will that had something to do with him a while back. I decided to go home and look at it.
everything goes to Hyde. Fair enough.
After reading the will, I decided to go and see my dear friend Lanyon, who I thought might have a thing or two to say about it.
Lanyon!
What's up, Anderson?
Have you heard of a man named Hyde? Jekyll has seemed to take a very strong interest in him.
I haven't talked to Jekyll in a while. I've never heard of this man called Hyde. I don't agree with Jekyll's scientific balderdash that he calls research.
After talking to Lanyon, who didn't have anything useful to say, I decided to go home and retire to my bed. That night, I had a disturbing dream. In the days following that disturbing nightmare, I went to the house with the door, and I stood waiting to catch a glimpse of Hyde. Until one day,
Sir, are you Mr. Hyde?
Yes.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Go ahead.
Are you the person that Dr. Jekyll said he had taken a strange interest in?
Jekyll never told you that.
about 2 weeks later, I got an invitation from Jekyll to a dinner party. Seeing it as a perfect opportunity to get more information on the will, I decided to stay a bit late to have a chat.
Jekyll, I need to speak with you about something.
Yes, of course.
It's about this will that you gave me.
If it's about Hyde, I don't want to talk about it. Just do as the will says and leave the will.
I don't really like the man that much.
Just trust me. I know what I'm doing.
Fine.
1 year later.
Good evening. My name is... What are you doing? Oh! Oh God! Ah! 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 Ah!
After hearing the maid's description of the character who killed Karu, I was pretty sure I knew who it was. I decided to go to the man's house to investigate.
This is the place. Start looking for clues.
I'm on it.
This looks like Hyde's checkbook. He must have tried to burn it when he found out that the cops were after him.
Evidence.
Evidence.
What's that?
This looks like my walking stick that I gave to Jekyll many years ago. It's been broken in half. This just confirms my suspicions.
I told Jekyll of what I had found, and he said he had severed all relations with Hyde. Over the next 2 months, he became a new man. Jekyll held a dinner party for me and Lanyon, and we reminisced about the olden days when we would never argue about anything. But then, he became obscure. He wouldn't speak to anyone. For 2 weeks, every time I'd go to his house, Poole would answer the door, saying he was accepting no visitors. So I decided to go talk to Lanyon to see if he had anything to say. He was looking
Lanyon!
deathly
I'm
ill.
doing bad.
You look like you've seen a
I've
ghost.
seen something much worse.
What have you seen?
Read this, and all your questions will be answered.
Lanyon kept getting worse and worse, and within 2 weeks he was dead. Me and Enfield were having one of our Sunday walks when we walked past the house with the door again. Knowing what it was now, we could not resist a visit.
Did you know that this door is like the Jekyll's house?
Yes, I did, Enfield. I've known this for a while. Jekyll!
Oh,
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm feeling deathly ill.
You should come on out here with us and have some fresh air. It would brighten your spirits up.
You know I would, but...
God save us.
A few nights later, Jekyll's butler Poole arrived at my house after dinner, agitated and scared. He quickly dragged me to Jekyll's house, urgently and without explanation. What we found there was disturbing, to say the
We need
least.
to know more about what's going on. On the count of 3, we're gonna break this door down. 1, 2, 3. Good God, he's dead! What was that?
We found Hyde dead, with no explanation of what happened. We decided to go through the house, looking for any clues as to what happened. We found a drawer full of salt and various other ingredients to form some sort of concoction that Jekyll may have been working on. We also found a letter.
Dear Lennon, you are one of my oldest friends, and although we may have differed at times in scientific questions, I cannot remember, at least on my side, any break in our affection. I want you to postpone all other engagements for tonight, even if you are summoned to the bedside of an emperor. Jekyll.
We also found a letter. It was addressed to me.
I was born in the year 18. Upon my birth I was given a large inheritance, a healthy body, and a hard-working, decent nature. Like, I was the goody two-shoes, but I always wanted to be the rebel, the guy who doesn't care if he tramples a little girl or murders a man with a stick. But those are worst-case scenarios. So after much research, I found a chemical solution that might help me be that guy who doesn't care what he is doing. Buying large amounts of salt, the final ingredient, I chugged my potion to see what would happen. At first I felt horrible. The symptoms soon went away, and I felt like I wanted to break something. But I noticed I look hideous, and I'm surprised I didn't break the mirror. But that didn't matter. I was finally the rebel. I didn't want to stay this man forever. But just my luck, I turned back to myself after a few hours. But soon, I started to feel bad about what I was doing. So I quit the potion for a while. But one night, I just turned into Hyde again. And so I locked the potion up for about 2 months, then caved in and drank the potion. But Hyde, feeling neglected, went on a rampage and killed a man. And so I had to lock it away. But during that time where I locked it away for good, I felt better, more like myself. But After a few days, I felt like I needed to be him again, but not going to drink the potion. One day I just turned into Hyde. So, knowing that the police would be after me, I had to be sneaky. I asked Lanyon to go get my potions. He did. I turned back to myself, but Hyde grows stronger every day, and I grow weaker. I don't know how Hyde will react to being discovered, but by the time you read this note, I'll already be dead. So take care, Addison, your friend.